Okay, this letter was sent to us from Narges Mohammadi, who is now in Evin prison. It is a letter she sent to the United Nations President, and she has still not heard back. President Václav Bálek, I address you with the utmost respect as the President of the United Nations Human Rights Council, a position of great significance and responsibility in promoting and safeguarding human rights worldwide. It is with deep concern and a profound sense of duty that I bring to your attention the current situation regarding the selection of the representative of the Islamic Republic as the chair of the UN Human Rights Council Social Forum. The stated objective of this assembly, as declared, is to advance human rights through open dialogue and interaction among civil society, representatives of other member countries, and intergovernmental organizations. However, I must emphasize that the Islamic Republic government stands out as a clear and undeniable violator of human rights on a global scale. The flagrant street massacres, widespread executions, torture of protesters and critics held in solitary confinement, and the egregious mistreatment and abuse of women dissenters in the detention centers during revolutionary movement of Jina represent only a fraction of the Islamic Republic's abhorrent track record of human rights violations. As a witness to these grave violations, I possess irrefutable evidence and am prepared to testify from my own experience within Evin prison. For over 2 decades, the Islamic Republic government has systemically employed aggressive measures to dismantle Iranian civil society. It begs the question whether the Human Rights Council has taken into account the plight of civil institutions in Iran, including but not limited to the writers' associations, human rights defenders centers, women's organizations, environmental institutions, teachers, workers, journalists, students, ethnic and religious minorities, and countless others. In light of these circumstances, it is imperative that the Human Rights Council extend an invitation to the imprisoned members of these institutions, ensuring their presence and providing an opportunity to shed light on their situation. Regrettably, it is apparent that the Islamic Republic's response to dissent has consistently been one of repression, of torture, solitary confinement, imprisonment, execution, deprivation, and killing. This reality stands in stark contrast to the notion of progress through open dialogue and meaningful interaction as envisaged by the esteemed assembly. Honorable President Václav Bálek, I must express my deep concern regarding the recent action of the Human Rights Council, which appears contradictory, ambiguous, and disheartening. The appointment of the Islamic Republic, a grave violator of human rights and a suppressor of Iranian civil society, as a chair of the chosen assembly. It sends a distressing message. Rather than assuming a position of leadership and accountability before the UN, the Islamic should be held answerable for its transgressions. Moreover, it is incumbent upon the Human Rights Council to advocate for the defenders of human rights, rather than bestowing honor, respect, and support onto a regime that flagrantly violates these rights, hiding behind ineffective regulations and procedures. As a human rights defender in Iran, I, like many others, remain steadfast in my belief in the necessity of transitioning away from the Islamic Republic, not driven by personal ambition for political power, but motivated by the earnest desire to preserve the true essence of human life. Until the realization of democracy, freedom, and equality, we will persist in our struggle, never wavering in our efforts, nor succumbing to despair. However, it is an unbearable burden for me and my compatriots to silently endure the oppression inflicted upon us by a government that violates human rights while simultaneously projecting an image of admirable values on the international stage. In light of the above, I humbly implore you, Your Excellency President Václav Bálek, to undertake immediate and resolute action in upholding the fundamental principles of human rights, by swiftly rectifying the situation and removing the Islamic Republic as chair. Human rights are born out of indescribable pain and suffering endured by individuals, and they should never be exploited for the ambitions of governments, particularly in our current turbulent global landscape The Human Rights Council stands as a sanctuary and refuge for human rights defenders worldwide. It is crucial that it does not become a safe haven for the enemies of human rights. That is from Narges Mohammadi in Evin prison. Thank you. And next, I'm going to welcome to the stage actor, activist, and Iranian, Mr. Aryan Moayed.